What the? That was not a reset. What the? Why did I feel flip that? Sure. Hey, Jack. Hey, Sheep. Yeah, Sheep, first one on Twitch. Typically, Twitch doesn't get a noti until like a minute in, so the fact that you were already on it is nice. Maybe Twitch is actually locked in today? Question mark. Okay. No, about 30 seconds. That is nice. Hey, Parrot. Uh-oh. I'm huge. Didn't expect it. First view, first like, first comment. That's how you do it, Jack, on YouTube. Holding it down. Tuned in around the same time. Yeah, good to see people locking in their views early. Oh, I couldn't bump him. Bro, if I scored an own goal like that, I would have been through the roof, dude. Look at this. Off the near post, off the back post and in, gamer. That's pure gaming right there. Okay, you take that dribble. How's it going? Pretty good. I had a warm-up game in twos that actually made me question my will to live, so I guess we'll see if I can fight through that. I was actually blown away by what I was witnessing. There's like this constant threat of playing players in GC2 that are very clearly bot accounts. Like, it was just like, I don't know, or not bot accounts, but just like very clearly has been playing with a much higher ranked teammate type of thing. Because I've been playing a game, in this past game we were playing with, my teammate was just like chasing the ball absolutely every touch, which is, you know, whatever. Like sometimes players just play like that. But this guy was like watching me aerial and then would aerial directly after me. And after I was literally just like, are you like the lowest paid tier on the bot account? Like genuinely, like what is going on here? And bro just told me to forfeit after we went down by 2 when he overcommitted on a ball and it got scored on. And he said, and I was like, oh, he must be frustrated himself. And then he told me to forfeit. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like,
1 year holy.
Like, what a troll. Ooh. Did teammate clear my shot? I think he did. Not the best clear by me, I'm not gonna lie. Nice. When do you start this live? Hey, edits. This is like literally the less than the length of this game. Don't tell me. Oh, he actually went way to the side. Okay. Oh. Okay, buddy, I am really lost. What happened there? You left the mid boost for me and then went to the corner. I've never seen such an unselfish teammate. Unfortunately, that might screw me here. Bro is just waiting for me to go to boost, then taking my boost. That's crazy. Nice, Gavin. Hit the brakes. Jump. Nice. Nice. This is a fakeable. Oh. I'm gonna leave it for you. Any tips how to get to diamond? You could probably try making sure your fast arrow's locked in. A lot of you guys in diamond think you guys are aerialing correctly, and you're not actually doing it consistently. You're able to take off like 110 aerials correctly, but if you're not actually able to monitor your boost usage, you're probably getting screwed off that. Past that, just playing off the wall is pretty easy way of getting ranked up pretty easily. I saw that guy go over the in and out, but he paused halfway, so I'm like, oh, he's gonna fall off. Let's just get that on target. That's good care by Gavin. Sheep has been follow-mogged Para right there. I don't think watch time exists anymore because I switched to bots that used to track that. I wish Twitch tracked watch time. That'd actually be a great way to mog people. Just be like, oh, you think you're a fan? Oh, buddy didn't believe. Okay. How's your new job going? Daniel, I don't know if you're high or not. I have not had a new job 4 to 5 months ago, and I am currently unemployed, so I don't know if you're mixing me up with another streamer. Hi, can you add me? Hello, Gloria, who's very clearly a 8-year-old on his mom's account. I do not add anybody, unfortunately, that I do not know. You gotta chow. Why doesn't I like it? Because people ask me to play Fortnite. I made a promise a while back that I would play Fortnite once we hit 20k subs. But ever since then, I've just been like very struggling to find the day to do it. I just gotta lock in on a day. That's... You're in a tech sales job? I was, and then I got laid off about a month ago. So we are unfortunately unemployed right now. Your estimate's pretty off, though. I got hired May of last year, so I was like, I was a pretty far in. But yeah, I'm not in that job anymore. Hey, Kyle. Hey, Devin. And playing it with them has been like, so this is what it feels like not to have a single emotion when you lose. This is nice. Yeah, it's kind of nice to play a game where you can actively just play and just not care if you win or lose. I'm just too competitive a person. I'm such a weenie when it comes to non-comp games. Oh no, Gavin. Oh no, Gavin, this is GC2. Are you sure? Are you lost? Are you okay? What if a 100 boost? Oh no. When you start Rocket League? When did I start? I've been playing for like a decade. See, Gavin, see, when I screw that up, at least I have the ability to get back. Hey, Gavin, can you bump that guy out of the sky? I screwed up the reset, but they never guessed. Was it company-wide layoff? No, it was just well, I actually never asked for exactly what happened, but the general summary was that I got moved. I was in position A, and part of position A, when you're a junior in the company, is doing a little bit of position B's duties to kind of like onboard yourself. And it's meant to be like a 80-20, 70-30 split of responsibilities, where it's like you're 90% are doing position A, like what you got hired for, and just doing a little bit, like a little sprinkle of the position B, just to kind of help people out that are also in your position at a more senior level, so they don't have to do position B duties. So position B by itself is a full-time job, but it's not really something that you need to be doing the full time. You're doing position A. We got a person hired in my region, and they were doing a lot, and so basically they were like, hey, so can you just do a little position B stuff for them? And I'm like, sure. But they were doing so much nonsense and traveling all the time that they basically had no time to do any of their own work, so they basically were like, hey, do this for them. And then it went from like a 60, like a 70-30, 80-20 split to basically like my entire day was doing position B stuff. So I eventually got to a point where I was like, hey, I can't do position A as well as I want to because I'm constantly doing position B stuff. Can I just get moved to position B for a little bit so we can just focus on getting all this stuff through the pipeline, and then I can focus on all the other stuff as I keep going? Like, I'll manage all the customers that I have. Like, I'll do customer management and account management and all that. I just want to be able to, like, not be held to the standards of position A when I can't even get around to it because you guys are making me do all this other stuff. And CEO said, yeah, it's fine. We'll rearrange you. And then that was on like Tuesday of that week. And then Friday comes, I get called into a meeting and I just get told, actually, sorry, we're going to fire you. And I'm like, okay. So it's just kind of like this like oof thing. Like I thought we were under the same understanding, but I guess I wasn't. So yeah, luckily the job market is excellent in every single country in the world. So you don't have to worry too much about a job. Sorry, Smart. I didn't expect you to turn back in on that one. Blah, 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 blah. Nice. All right, didn't have to look at that one. Knew that was an own goal as soon as he touched it. That's how we do. Nice. Ooh, thought I could spies him there. Let's just be in? No. No, I want to spike to the ceiling. I kind of wish he let it bounce. Oh, I was 50ing that. I guess not. Okay, good demo. I do love a good own goal. Nice, Soma. Oh, took your boost, my bad. Nice wave dash. That was a really delayed flick. I'm not sure why I backed away. That guy actually gave it away immediately. I thought he was going to be faster than that. Terrible workload. I mean, it was a small company, so everyone has to do a little bit of everything, but it was just kind of frustrating because, honestly, if they just told me, like, no, I'm sorry, like, you have to do this, I'd be like, whatever, and lock in. I was just kind of upset that I was told, like, yeah, we can do that, and then suddenly I'm getting into a meeting with the CEO, and they're just like, just kidding. That's where it kind of, like, broke me a little, because I was like, oh, I thought... I mean, I did enjoy it. It was really just the workload distribution. I just didn't really understand what I was supposed to be doing here. Because I'm like, I'm responsible for growing all my pipeline and calling all these people, but I have no time to actually call these people. So it's like, I can't grow my territory if I'm always doing other people's admin work, basically. And we already have someone who basically their whole job is just doing that. But the thing is, that's their entire job. They're not doing position A, they're doing position B. So I was like, can I just do that? And that's when it kind of bothered me when it was like, oh, I guess can't do that. Got myself PC today. i5, 1440, 16 gig RAM of DDR5, 5060, 8 gig, nice. And then, nice, okay. Yeah, honestly, it's a shame we can't get Windows 10 anymore. Windows 11 is filled with so many goofy, tiny updates. It sucks. Hi, Peyton. Especially with frickin' Windows saying, yeah, we're gonna use AI to code all of our stuff. And then, on a completely unrelated note, they have so many different security vulnerabilities now. There's also the new update that their new security scan would just delete their OS off the PC. Oh, Daniel, I was completely kidding. There's absolutely no positions open. The job market is horrible. Every job market posting is just a ghost application. There's absolutely nothing going on there. Like, the market is growing, but every single job I've looked for posted is either looking for an executive level position. There's like no like intermediate level stuff that I can find, at least in the industries I work in. So I'm just getting pissed off, but we'll eventually find something. Yeah, I've talked to a lot of my contacts and other stuff, and they're like, yeah, we don't have anything right now. Company I had the most promising lead with said, unfortunately, like they would love to hire me, but they're not hiring probably until the fall. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. All right, try to get a quick shot because Kevin was chasing, and I guess that works. Managed to maintain a working copy day I've forced off. I'm off to Linux land. I'm kind of on the same page with that because I also am on Windows 10. If there's ever a moment where I genuinely absolutely need to go, then it's like, all right. But I'm fine with my Windows 10. I feel like Windows 10 is eventually what I was kind of waiting Windows to be. Oh. Sorry. Yike. Don't, Finny, no! Okay, we're good. Finny almost over pursued that and then got back flipped over and then got an open net. That's what I sound like, buddy. We're fine. I don't think he was getting that one. Get higher in the fall. Yeah, I mean, I just don't have a lot holding me up right now, which is why it's kind of scary. If I had more savings, I wouldn't really be worried at all. I'd just be like, yeah, it's okay. But it's kind of like I need a job ideally soon, so. All right. I'm bot. I'm bot. I'm not actually paying attention. I'm running a 1650. You know what? If you're not like running insanely high-res games, you don't need a crazy demand on your PC, I don't really mind having like an older GPU. I always find it so funny when people are like, yeah, I bought my kid a PC, and I'm like, what do they play? And they're like, Minecraft. I'm like, all right, cool, what'd you get them? And they're like, oh, I got like a 5090 or whatever, something insane, Founders Edition Ti, and I'm like, are they ray tracing everything? Are they ray tracing in real life? Don't be afraid to even take this time to find something part-time, free yourself up to do small night guard training to increase your skill set. I feel like it's less the finding a skill set thing and more so just the fact that like everything is like very aggressive toward my specific build. See, the main thing with my training is that I gave up my psych path because that isn't really something I can go down too much. And with a master's degree, a lot of employers don't like that because they either, one, assume I'm going to leave for a better paying job, which, sure, whatever, but they either that or there's certain public state like jobs that mandate that if you have that kind of degree, you have to be paid at a higher pay scale. So therefore, even though I have great experience for like 90% of research positions, for example, if I want to work in a lab or a hospital, I can't actually, you know, work for them because they want someone basically with a bachelor's or no degree with my level of experience, but they don't want my level of experience with my degrees. So that has been something that's been kind of frustrating. So then beyond that, I work in esports, which is never hiring anywhere. I have a lot of public speaking experience, and that parlayed that to sales, but even with sales, I'm still basically like a beginner because I'm under a year of actual experience in that. Even though I thought I was doing pretty okay, that stuff just like, you know, doesn't materialize super quick. So I'm in just this kind of like weird in between where I don't really know how to market myself super clean. So it's like, yeah, I could go back and get skills or whatever, but again, like most of that stuff costs stuff. I'm not willing to like pivot. I'm not gonna go like into like how to code an AI model and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not worth my time. It's not going to be happening for me. So it's like, you got to be selective with your time. But I guess we'll figure out what lies in wait. Okay. I could become an AI. I would love to actually sell my physical form and become one with the computer, if only it meant that I didn't have to pay rent. Nice. First speaking, I'd be very happy if Windows 11 goes away. Windows 10 without the Copilot integration. I miss Vista. Again, I agree. And by miss, I mean lol. Vista was absolute like dog pile of garbage. I think Windows 7 kind of was their peak. I think Windows XP was good, but obviously like the UI nowadays is ugly as hell. I think Windows 7 was pretty much everything I would want out of a PC. After that, they started to get a little too like new age and try to like rearrange stuff, and I feel like it made the product worse for it. On top of the fact that once AI got here, they just started using it for coding, and I'll never forgive them for that because they ruined Windows 11 beyond repair. It's actually insane how busted that thing is. Yeah, I think I'm just a little doomer, Dan, because last job I got was off a referral, and I don't, you know, my referrals are kind of dry right now, so. Nice, Finny. Little stat pad right at the end. There's a Vista Pro. I just got a new setup too. i9, 285K, 5080, 4 GAM, gigabytes of RAM, 3 terabyte. Nice. Is that 3 terabytes of SSD? I think Windows XP has the best UI because it was the most direct. It's like giving you exactly what you want. I think if you tried to do Windows XP today, it'd be kind of ugly and you wouldn't do it. But I think that's why I like Windows 7. It looks new-ish. It works with the same most thing. Okay, well that raid didn't go off, but I did see the notification go off. Hi, collegiate CS, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Upstream is good. Yeah. Hopefully your stream was good. What was on the docket for today? What was the run of show? Yeah. Anybody that's new? I'm Dana Taco. I'm a caster commentator in the collegiate space. Rocket League. Also Madden, apparently, because that's been something on my resume lately. Doing some high school national championships for play versus. But yeah, typically GC3 or SSL at the end of the season, but we're trying to get back our rank. We're low hours, but now we're unemployed and we have a chance to rank up again. Unfortunately, that 50 was not good enough. Should have shot away. I thought Nuo was going to be a little faster. I did not pay attention to his boost total at all. The world rewards good people? In theory. I don't know. I'm just being all doomer. I'll figure it out. That was immediate challenge. I thought he would kind of back off. Wow, Nuo's getting actually cyberbladed here. Back post? No! You jumped delayed and you still saved. That's kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. All right, literally no way to score that? Okay. Oh, oops. Completely misread that situation. That's fine, I bonk him. Okay, let's get back there. That's a crazy bounce. Home goal? Ooh. Loki got scared I was gonna own goal that. There we go. Just gotta slow it down. Do Taki. Hey, Lilo. Taco's never the problem. It's always my teammate. I need that on a shirt. Round 32 game is number 6 Northeastern Robert Morris. Hey, I almost went to Robert Morris. Wait, that's a lie. I went to Roberts Wesleyan. Roberts Morris is outside Chicago, I believe. I remember playing in a tournament across from their Val team when they were in a tournament. Those guys were rowdy, dude. They were loud. They were hella funny, though. We were just playing right behind them, and they'd just be like, "Oh my God! You have to hit that! What are you doing?" They're just screaming. It was like a COD match. I loved it. Western PA? What? Then what the heck is outside of... I could have sworn they were outside. Well, I was playing outside of Chicago. I could have sworn Robert Morris was there. Are they Western PA? Man, those guys traveled deep for that tournament. That was not a big land. Thank you, teammate. Or opponent. Did I need to flick that like that? No. But can Nuo still get that read? Yes, he can. Not the cleanest first touch, but he had me read the whole way. Someone's got anger issues. That's fine. He does not have that follow. Thank you, Nuo. Uh-oh, top shelf. Okay. Hopefully not enough slurs to be a COD lobby. No. Zach, did you see that DM I sent you earlier? Thought you'd enjoy that. I'm playing the best I have in the last 10 months. Lilo, let's go. Up 300 MMR. Into top 100 territory. Dude, this guy needs to stop! My teammate is like 90% of the time going for reads that he has like 0 chance of getting, but he always slows down as it gets to it. Like, if you're not gonna full commit to that one, just don't go. He slows down and then he gets bumped and then we get a breakaway. I'm literally just sitting there being annoying. Wide open teammate, yeah? All right, good save by them. Pretty easy save. I didn't even hear him. He must have jumped that early, dude. There is 0% that you would ever win this 50. So you could have turned around, but instead you don't jump and then get dunked. Interesting. When this guy dies, they should take out his brain and study it. It's crazy. This guy's allowed to walk around and vote and make decisions on his own. Insane. Anyway. I dodge bots all night and I'm a solid stash of SSL. Oh my god, wow. Okay. That's what I like to see. I'm still stuck in the doldrums of not being high enough to be granted the privilege of playing with bots. Take Einstein's brain out of that museum and put your teammates instead. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just need them to see in 3 dimensions. Like, I just need people to challenge normally using their frontal lobe. That's the only beef I have with like this rank is like, I don't mind if players miss like an air dribble. I don't mind if they occasionally like don't perfectly get a shot off or whatever. It's just like the basics of like playing champ level and above play. Where like if the ball is rolling like this and there's a guy challenging you and you do just stay on the wall, you're gonna get dunked over you, not into you, over you. The only way you get dunked into is if they jump way above it and flip into it, which they won't because they know they're gonna win the challenge. And then they get dunked like that and they're like, I can't believe I lost that. I'm like, are you sure? Because it's pretty obvious that you're about to lose that. I was literally predicting that like 4 seconds before it happened. It's like these things I could have sworn like the stuff I see in like champ replays, and yet I'm seeing it in the 3rd highest rank in the game. It's just sad, dude. Oh, almost took that away from my teammate. That's how little trust I have in these things. I forgot what it was like to have a solid hour and a half without getting smoked out by robo-dorks. Yep. Well, good to see, though. I wasn't praying hard enough for your win. It's okay. Your faith just wasn't strong enough. I mean your God, not me. Oh. I remember on a cast a while back, it was Bruton Parker who was playing Insane, and my caster, my co-caster at the time was saying something about it being a Christian school. It's because Bruton Parker Christian. And I was so close to dropping my favorite quote of if God's on their side, who's on their opponents? But I resisted, and honestly, I really want to drop that to like a non-serious like cast one day because I think that'd be really funny. The implication that there's a collegiate Satan. Nissan al-Gaib. You have a good night, fellas, and stay up longer, but gotta get up early. See you, Devin. Peace, peace. Yeah, especially when you're playing well, like Lilo, it's just like flow state, where just everything's clicking. I genuinely could have torched that to him, but he took such a slow recovery, I wasn't sure. Oh! Maybe if I didn't hit that with one of my purse. Oh. Oh. What? All right, teammate is just gonna go, which is not a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of. All right. Nissan missing opportunity anymore. Can I do it? Kia and hamsters? Oh, I forgot about those. I did not want to pereo solo. What is pereo? Unrelated, I bought strawberries to eat while car camping, but they're in the fridge outside. Well, kind of screwed then. Toyota, what's in your wallet? Ah! I thought that was the easiest aerial. You pre-jumped it. I did not expect you to pre-jump it while you're standing in the corner. Pre-jump normally works better when you're like covering the middle and the ball's about to go middle. That's how you pre-jump. Nice dunk, teammate. Reward yourself with a backward pass right to me. Or a shot, greedy mofo. Jesus is king, apparently, according to chat. No religion is one of our rules, so just let's chill a little bit. But also, what if we operated on checker rules, and if you were a king, you had to have another version of you stacked on top of you? Nice. I'm always down to throw. You should be aware. I haven't played competitive in so long. I've deprecated to diamond. Oh no. There was a tweet that was kind of funny a while back where they were just like, someone was like, people who worship or are Muslim are kind of funny because like they're naming their kids Muhammad. Like, imagine if we named our prophets, our kids after our prophets in our religion, and it's like, well, the entire continent of South America would like to have a word. Nice. Pinch. Aw. What a catch. I did not expect that. Not religion, just truth. So fun fact, that is actually still religion. So I'm going to ask you to not. Nice. It's highly important to know that all these people who hear me say, hey, unfortunately no religious or political talk in the chat, they'll get banned because they won't pay attention to that rule and then be like, wow, I'm getting banned for my views. And it's like, no, you're getting banned because you're not listening. There is a difference. Haha! One more? Stat pad? Wait. No. Monarchy in a Latin character name. I mean, maybe. I don't know those school. I don't know those. Is there? I don't think there's any. I think monarchies are very much like. Well, I'm trying to think. Like, are monarchies like a uniquely European thing? Because I'm trying to think of other countries that have like the equivalent. I guess you technically do have some royalty. But I wonder if like the concept of like a royal family generally is just diffused, or maybe it's just co-opted by that. I think Southeast Asia has that. I think Japan has, and also Japan, I'm fairly certain has a royal family. Destroy any monarchies in Latin America. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I wasn't entirely sure. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I did not pay attention to you at all. He said I got it twice, and I was like, nope. I know Hawaii once upon a time had a queen. And then Europe was like, absolutely not. Ah, that was so well lined up. All right, Henny might be a robot, so we should be aware of that. What arrow do you use? I used the one in my heart. Arrow left, by the way. I use technically both, but arrow left is the one I use 90% of the time. Japan has had emperors. Yeah, but that's the thing is like, I think it's like, that's still technically like a royal family, but I meant like, I guess in the concept of like kings and queens. But I guess technically it's like semantics, right? Because an emperor is basically the same thing. It's a family. It's a ruling family necessarily. Monarchies in Europe are also kind of wild though, because after a while they would have like divine right to rule, where they were like, no, I'm a king and queen because we're like, God was like, we just are better. We're just like chosen to rule. And we're like, all right, settle down, buddy. In a world where Henny backflipped, that would have been fine, but we were kind of boned there. But thank you for the background, Dark Knight. I'm thinking of China as well. Have they had rulers, like in a royal family necessarily? I mean, I know they've had dynasties. I'm assuming that's kind of the same, but were they really like seen as like a royal family, or was it just kind of like, hey, we're in charge and that's how it is, you know? I'm not being specific enough. It sounds like I'm being very dumb, and I kind of am, but I mean, like, was it like expected that the only people to be able to take over were family, or was it kind of just like, well, these guys are running things pretty well, like just take over? Whereas like in Europe, going outside of the royal family is like, oh, like what are you doing? And then they had to keep marrying across different kingdoms and different countries because, you know, inbreeding can only take you so far, chat. Buzz Doctor. Nice pass. Notable royal family amongst English speakers doesn't even have any real power. I mean, nope. None of them actually do. I think royalty would be kind of funny if they were just self-sufficiently rich, but instead it's like actual taxpayer dollars have to go into like basically cosplaying. It's really funny to me. I don't know. Well, I kind of just gave him that goal. I don't know why. I just assumed he would be bad. Well, I know why. It's because this is GC2 and I don't respect these players. I don't respect y'all! Any? Rode like 60 boost. What happened? No, he had 100 boost. You go right there. Vert is not hitting that ball, and Chase is not shooting it, so... Oh well. Brothers of Emperors literally had Sun King's murders against Succession? Oh, dang. I'll get to know. Humans love a hierarchy. What in the horrible rotation is this? These guys went up the wall together and double, like, are they stupid? What is this? Those are solo queue. That's the most solo queue thing I've ever seen in my life. Hey, Jiu-Jitsu. Oh. Hey, I just don't understand how you're getting dusted like this. Like, you had more than enough chance to get back on this. You had 100 boost right here. And you flipped to the corner. Oh, never mind. He's stupid. Okay. I have to slow that one down. Okay. that works. I hate this game. I hate it. Anyway, I should become royalty unilaterally ruling over the entire world. Who says no? I would say anyone who doesn't know you. But I'd take Lilo as supreme ruler, TBH. Nuke one girl. I think it'd be interesting until you get to a point where you make a critical error, and then someone's like, "Yo, that's an error," and you're like, "I'm just a girl," and then they're like, "That's not good enough of an excuse," and then you're like, "Oh dang, that was my first real application of of ruling decree." Ooh, Vertex is like fat. Like objectively, he is just eating everything in his path. That's kind of gross. He's like the black spirit from Spirited Away. Get that? You read that? Ooh. Pennybacks all the way up, doesn't grab a single pad, and that's why you deserve to not be able to reproduce. Royal decree. Oopsies. Yep. Guys with nukes, unfortunately. Gotta nuke something. Yeah, what, you assembled nukes not to use it? What if I super chat my earlier message? No. Well, I guess if you do that, fine. I guess it'll be read out, but you're gonna get banned immediately after, so. Because as nice as it is to get a donation while breaking my chat rules, you're still breaking my chat rules. Hey, Hig. Gonna send your mom a super chat. Oh, jeez. How long does the ban last? So fun fact, a ban is permanent. Didn't you give commentary on RL tournaments? Yeah, I was on the CRL channel, aka the Rocket League channel. But you can feel free to super chat me $50 and I will definitely 100% only time you out for a minute. Ooh, I turned away right as that bounce came in, so I screwed up my approach. Yo, backboard me? Nah, not gonna lie, that was not the catch I was looking for, but that's fine. Because that was not the catch he was looking for. Yeah. Nice. That works. So I was thinking of having... Do you guys know those hype chambers that Rocket League uses to show off the two teams? I had this idea late at night, and I wanted to Venmo my buddy who does prod graphics. Just make me a hype chamber where one side's team is just my face, and the other side is just text that says your mom with like a vague PNG of like some like middle-aged woman. Or just YouTube chatter's mom, and then just use that to just be like, hey, well, listen, there's gonna be a matchup between me and your mom. I gotta execute that. Team Wappa at a hype chamber. I remember Team Wappa, a classic name. You're Fennec or Octane. I like the Octane. I just like how it feels a little bit more. It's the same hitbox. Fennec feels kind of nice for very particular things. I just historically don't like it as much. I think people tend to like how boxy the hitbox is. I'm such an idiot. I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, they'll never expect the near post shot. They'll always... Yeah, it's like they'll never expect the near post shot. I'll hit it behind him, and then as soon as I hit that, they hit the brakes and barely get the save. And I'm like, if I just shot that with power to the far post, that probably would have been more likely to be in, but whatever. You live and you learn, you crash and you burn, chat. All right. Honk. Nice. If I was a millionaire, I'd bring Team Wappa back. I don't think Burger King would allow that, though, low-key. I don't know if they'd be able to sue over Wappa versus Whopper. It also feels very of the time because the Whopper song. Am I dumb? Maybe. Dusted. By two teammates, I still have the assets. Gotta pay them salary. How are you gonna forget about the malted milk candy? Oh, I thought you were saying like something like I promised in a past stream. Oh, I'm gonna eat malted milk candy, and I'm just like, what? And then I remembered, yes. Hey, it's Voltero. I didn't know he still played this game. We know we're at a decent MMR when Voltero is still playing. Or he's doing an accidentally Smurf thing where he's hasn't played in so long that his MMR is depreciated. Ugh. Ooh, that was not the light touch I was looking for. My bad. Okay. Is that Squishy on your team? No. This is just some dude called Squish. The Slurpee decal. I remember giving the Slurpee decal away to one of my Indian viewers, Sid, because they apparently did not get the decal in their country. And I was like, you know what, Sid's been around for a while. I was gonna give this one away anyway, because I got multiple codes due to working at an event sponsored by 7-Eleven. And I was like, you know what, that'd be a fun way to reward the community, you know? Uncle? Wait, that's mine! I called it! Look at this. Ding! Oh yeah. I don't know which one I redeemed. Well, you can just put them in again and find out. I was gonna pre-jump that, and then I bailed, and then as soon as I bailed, he messed it up, and I could have pre-jumped it, so that's funny. Nice up, Squish. Holy camera. I could not tell what was happening there, I'm not gonna lie. And that's why you take off ball cam on certain catches. Did I land on you? Almost. Also, big fan of the Texans in the draft, by the way, getting, you know, absolutely demolished on offense. CJ Stroud throws the game away, and they're like, hey, what should we draft? It's like, let's get more defensive players. Actual demons, dude. Team's gonna win 3-0 every game next season. No! 2 own goals in 1 game. We play other games off stream? Yes. Nothing too popular. I would say Crimson Desert's probably the most popular one right now that I play off stream. I don't even know what that would look like playing it on stream. I'm so scatterbrained when I play that game. Played off the shot. Luckily that worked. Click. Ooh. Wave dash delay. Okay, take that. Want to see if he would bite on the inside there, or the outside rather. Sorry, buddy. Okay, nice. Inside? Yeah. I was about to say, I'm like, he's not surviving a 2v1 in Fort. If he was moving up a little, maybe, but... Alright, that's your boost. Thank you. I was about to take 50 anyway. Oh! Close one. It's wide. Squished by the bounce. Not like that. Oh my god, this is the worst possible bounce I could have taken. Woo! Bonk. And that's why you don't shadow driving away from the ball. Red Dead or GTA? Nope, I have no interest in anything by Rockstar. Never really been interested in those games. I don't like the Wild West, and I don't like any games that are just like, what if you could be a criminal? Like, that's it. I'm good. Bister Meest is a crazy name, I'm not gonna lie. What year you start playing? Playing Rocket League or just video games in general? Turns out you can't wrap all the way around and score a banger. So as you get that flick over. Play the first Rocket game? You mean supersonic acrobatic rocket propelled battle cars? No, I did not. For extensive games like Among Us, I think it's like, for me, I just don't really care much for GTA or Red Dead. It's same kind of like with Watch Dogs. I see those games and I'm like, they're like interesting, I guess, from a certain perspective, but I've just never been like, man, I really got to play them. And I watch gameplay and I'm not like, whoa, that sounds ridiculous. I'm just kind of like, that's a game. Like, it's nothing that really blows my socks off. That's kind of the difference. I'm a sucker for RPGs. It's Kled. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? What you up to? I don't think you're getting that. What am I thinking? He'd have definitely never had boost for that. I don't know why I thought he was about to flick that or whatever. Ah, he's not getting that. I disagree with him winning that. I felt like I had a good angle on it, but... catch. Nice. Welcome, Raiders. Got any gold I can snag? Oh, damn. They're actual Raiders. They're here for our jewels and our livestock. Nice. All right, take clean 50. That's boost is mine. Nah, I wanted to double that off the side. That's fine. Just rushing that just in case. Ooh. Guy, unfortunately, is very large. He just ate all that 100 boost. Kind of want to respect that from fire. I know he can hit that. Shoot that? Maybe. Reset. Nice. Boost. Mine. I was leaving that boost for teammate, and then he didn't go, so I was like, oh, my bad. Didn't calm that well. Collegiate has wares if you have gold. Still doing Skyrim in the big 226. 226 AD. The year is 226. Skyrim has come out. The year is 2026. Skyrim is getting remastered. Anyone else find it hilarious that someone eventually asked Todd, yo, remember when you announced the next Elder Scrolls sequel with a teaser video like a decade ago? And he said, yeah, we started working on Star Citizen. We have just now started working on that game. And I'm like, brother. Look-y, that's kind of what George R. R. Martin's doing to this final book, so. The D26 Ontario, is that the Ontario area code? How many Canadian rappers mentioned the 226? Drake's from Toronto, right? At least one. Bump. Nice. Can you live off streaming? Absolutely not. I used to. At least live partially off of it. Where in Ontario? No, we were talking about, I said accidentally instead of the big 2026, I said the big 226, which would be, you know, 3 digits and not 4, like a year. And so Lilo said, I think that's the Ontario area code, but I guess it'd be one of them, yeah, as you mentioned. The Greater Toronto area is 289, 905, and 647. London and Windsor. Teammate's like, nice title. Do I? GG Gamer. How does one acquire? Cast. Hey, Barca. Or Bartha, if you're nasty. Vault! I've never lost Voltero. We're locked. What? Got flat tired me, cringe. You remember me? Not necessarily. I don't like how I skim by him and not get a bump. I'm sorry, Volt. That's a rough 50. Yeah. I shouldn't rush that. That's me. That's my threes brain just rushing to play for no reason. Sure. Okay. Had to lock in a little bit on the soft touches. Ooh, I like the part where I completely whiff that. Whoa! I hit that over and it goes in. I'm sorry, I need to get it again. Okay. Also, I didn't expect him to just get the weak flick and then still be able to beat me to that. Thought I'd be able to bump him or get a read, but I guess not. He's not doubling that. It's fine. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's a little bit of talk hope on that one, but ugh. Almost got him to own goal. Oh, if I'd boost. Ah, Voltaire at the read. Ooh, just wide. No, dude, that was such an easy beat too. Over pursued it. Wait, someone actually made the taco command? That's pretty fucked up, but also incredibly accurate. Nice, let's go. That was a nice little carry. We'll take that. Sheep did it. I did it last stream right in front of you. Right in front of me. Wow. I'm sorry, Volt. I actually physically did try to get that across, but I suck. No! I had a clean setup too. I'm gonna say that was courtesy of Shaq's cat. Either that or Canadian slang is getting out of control with the Zoomers. Like, yeah, I was gonna say, like that definitely looked like a cat relayed message right there, if I've ever seen one. Not like a 20-hour break straight into LCQ. I love CRL. Yeah, good gaming lately from Ball State. You guys got the best possible type of warm-up and motivation. I'm actually really excited to see what you guys can do. There's a lot of really interesting matchups. Luckily, I don't know who else is going to be streaming it. I know I am going to be doing a lot of bracket coverage. Uh-oh, uh-oh, aw. Oh, I actually did get the reset. I just didn't have boost to catch up to it and use it. Ooh, Volt Peeker. Peeker, Peeker, Peeker. It's like riding a bike. Not like that, though. Nice, Volt. Let's go. He's so literate. Go! What's up? Well, nice to see you, Guh. Yeah, I'm super excited for LCQ. We were supposed to have an episode of Champ League, but we had a bit of a scheduling snafu. Some of our members were up to no good. And by that, I mean they were going through significant life things, so. I guess we'll find out about that later. Oh, wanted to get around that a bit more. Problem is with being me and trying to like steadily get my mechanics back to where they used to be, I'm too YouTube brained where I'm like, oh, if I hit a clip here, that'd be so cool. So I go for the coolest looking thing instead of like the most effective. Because I've had days where I just play like brutally effective, everything's clean, there's nothing flashy, and I win a bunch of my games, and then I look back at the VOD to scrub what I can get for YouTube, and there's 0 things marked in my timeline, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I needed to go for some fun stuff then. Ah, I tried to get a little pop. Nace was definitely a weird land, a tale of 2 days. I'm also just kind of sad because as much as I love Nace prioritizing like more people at LAN and whatever, it is kind of weird to think that like you guys are just playing for vibes at a certain point. No prize pool is a little whack, I'm not gonna lie, especially with how entertaining that is. I mean, you get a prize, you get the marketing aspect of like being able to say you won a national, but I don't know. It'd be nice if you just took home like $300 or something like that, you know? What a save! I should be challenging that. Yeah, I'm an idiot. That was always an awkward one because I know my teammate's going back for boost, but I can't tell like how close he's cutting the inside. So I'm like, if I go first and it goes over me, do you have it? The answer was no, because if I chowed that anyway. But who knows? I should have chowed that anyway. Yeah, LCQ bracket is looking pretty well. That's not a flip. Okay. LCQ bracket should be very interesting. We have a chance for all 3 pairs of A and B teams to play each other in the bracket. I'm very excited for that. Granted, it would rely on probably St. Clair gold either going all the way or just like a green getting knocked down. Oh. Trying to thread the needle on that one. Oh, what the frick? Bro threw it away immediately. I was like, oh, he's going on the right side. He's shooting it back post. And then he just proceeded to hit it straight. He just fricked up his flick. Well, my bad. I agree, but I'm kind of against prize pool anymore. I kind of get that in that for me, I think it takes away a lot of motivation for high level teams to enter the bracket. But then I think on the other end, it's like, well, if the concern is that some players are only playing just to farm money or something, then it de-incentivizes them to actually come out. I just feel like, yeah, exactly. Like, I think my rule set for that is if you want to play in CRL, all prize pools are a 1 semester delay in award, and you have to be able to enroll and be actually above a certain GPA to get your prize. Because then it's like, okay, even if you go there and you do well and whatever, if you just leave after a semester, then okay, you don't get your prize money. You have to at least try and lock in a full year of play. Then at least it's like, okay, that's kind of fair. I think sometimes it's a little rough, like JD on Columbia, they won nationals, then he dropped out, but like, he also was not, he was struggling with college. Some people, I mean, it is a really hard adjustment to actually play in college, balance the social obligations, the stress of being away from home, the fact that classes are definitely much harder than what a lot of students are used to, so I don't really blame students for that. I don't think that was like a scam as much as just, it just didn't work out, but I do think regardless, like, of the straightforward reasoning, you need to be able to, you know, not reward people who do that. So I kind of get that. I just, I don't know. I kind of think it gives a good prestige. I think when I think I'm just a little biased as well because we're competing against attention spans for RLCS, and a lot of the reason why people give attention to certain games is because of a prize pool. And I feel like with CRL, it's kind of hard to, I don't know. Epic just doesn't really care much to advertise CRL, so I'm like, ideally, if the nerds can tune into a $50,000 league versus like, it's just a league, people are gonna be like, you know. But yeah, I like holding it for a semester. I think then it prevents people from just being like, yeah, I'm just gonna drop out in spring. And it's like, are you? Why did I flip like that? Cringe. We play the same game, you just have better timing and mechs? You sure about that? I should have flicked my right stick on that one. I was not entirely sure where the other guy is. As soon as I flipped into it, I realized he was just waiting for me to hit that. My goat, Throne. If you're in a VC with Throne, tell him to pick it up. No, I'm kidding. I actually have been kind of absent-mindedly driving around this whole game. I love unique trophies. Oh, yeah. Baylor's been collecting a lot. Like, PEC has the surfboard, and then the Texas Invitational had, like, a really cool resin design. It's like a, kind of like that white, like that matte white finish, or gloss, like, white finish, and then the top is, like, a resin flame. I was like, that's so cool. PEC trophy with the Vegas one. I don't remember the trophy for that. Wait, no. Actually, I do, but it was so forgettable. It's just generic gold or whatever. I do like unique trophies. I think the Texas one was actually very cool. I love that. I love trophies that just like look colorful and aren't just gold or silver. Wow, he challenged that really late and he still got a piece. Fringe and mid.
60 seconds left.
I was having to go to the wall. Throwing you or not getting there. Oh, never mind, he didn't go. Okay. Maybe he is getting there. We're gonna pop that, slow it down a little bit. These guys in a party, or are they just infinitely more coordinated than we are?
30 seconds remain.
CECC, outside of actually paying their contractors and making sure deals with their sponsors are a little bit more airtight, they did a lot of things really well, and it's why I'm pissed that they're just slowly going down the gutter. You think CRO would ever host a LAN? Fun fact for you, they did back in the day. The problem is they used to benefit off of the cheap LAN costs of partnering with ESL for their production. It was a Saudi-owned company. And then randomly, once upon a time, they decided to cancel that contract and go with a Danish company in Blast. And ESL, who owns DreamHack, was like, wow, kill yourselves. And then proceeded to cancel any ability of Rocket League to get a LAN in DreamHack. And part of spending to get any LAN spot is you pay for a slot in terms of floor space. You also pay for internet. Both of those are very expensive for most LANs that have like free to buy slots or whatever. You also have to get onto the event planning, which takes months in advance. So with ESL just knocking them off that, then suddenly it was like, we only have X amount of budget and we need X plus like probably 40% more. Probably even more than that to actually get on a LAN and actually, you know, do something for CRL. So they decided to take that aspect away. They canceled EU side because we used to have a European CRL that used to play at a World Championship LAN. And then we also lost Corey, who was the person at Psionics and now Epic that was in charge, and kind of CRL was his baby. And since then, the esports team has kind of just treated CRL as like, yeah, this is a cool thing we built. Yeah, yada, yada. It's the biggest and most successful, most polished collegiate esport in the entire world. But, whatever. And then they've kind of just slowly let the budget trickle a little bit more. They don't tweet as much during CRL as they do during RLCS. They don't shout it out on their RLCS broadcasts, even if the broadcast is a mere hour or two later on Sunday. They don't give us drops for that broadcast. They didn't always give us the esport button, aka like, you know, when you go to play now or whatever in the main menu and it says like live now is the blah blah blah. Like, they don't always give us that. Casters are paid probably 1/3 to 1/4 of what RLCS is paid. We get good viewership with drops. Sometimes it's even competitive, sometimes with Friday watch parties and whatnot. So, I don't know, just a lot of stuff that's a little sad. I think CRL is elite on LAN. It's a very fun environment. But, you know, market's adjusting. Just not enough sponsors to, I guess, propel our CRL budget up. Close one. Nice shot. Nice. I went from Diamond 2 to Champ 1, then back down to Diamond 3 after taking a 1 hour break. It does happen. I agree with everything you'll say on Twitter. I don't know what that is exactly referring to. I've said a lot of stuff the past week. I mean, that was just mostly like me being kind of sad because it is such an incredibly important LAN to have like a national, because it is the de facto national championship. Have we always gotten like every single top tier CRL thing? I think their big mistake was doing it by conference, because respect to Big Sky, you are wasting a slot. Like, I don't need San Jose State there. I don't need Grand Canyon. Like, again, not bad teams. They're still like GC SSLs, but like, when you're inviting these teams that their whole job is just to go there and get 0-3'd by like Bruton Parker, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, give them a chance, give them a bid in the qualifier, give them like, you know, specialty privilege to qual or whatever, but like, you should be having regional quals that aren't conference specific, because I don't like the idea of just random teams taking up a national championship. Like, you look at CACC in the past and you've had some insanely good rosters of teams, and then randomly just like 5 teams that are go 0-3 and don't win a single game the entire day, and just gets a little weird. Cringe. Anyway, beside that though, but yeah, it is like kind of a de facto national championship LAN. Of course, I love it because I get to cast it, or got to cast it, but it just, yeah, it's very sad that that just is not going to exist soon at this pace. I guess shout out to student casters getting to cast that stuff, but, you know, just more money out of my pocket, I guess. Because whenever they cut anything, caster's the first to go. No stipends is crazy. Yeah, I mean, people are also just like, well, how much support do these players need? Don't they bill for travel? I'm like, well, yeah, but like, I mean, think about Northwood. I was talking to Slew about that. And I'm sure you're similar as well if you have multiple teams, but like, okay, let's go to CAC. Cool. We have to get there probably Thursday for media day. So you're spending 3 nights across Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, and then maybe leave on Sunday, but most likely you're probably leaving after another night. So let's just assume 4 nights. And you also need to budget food for everybody. You also need to be able to budget transportation, so Ubers if it's like the arena is not super close. And then on top of that, you need airfare if you're not close enough to like hack it with a bus or like a team van, which I've seen some guys do if it's like a regional thing. But it's like, that's just an insanely large amount of money. Even if you're like Motel 6 in it or whatever. Is that laggy for anyone else? Anyway. Waco's a pain in the ass. I mean, yeah, shout out to Baylor for hosting it. If not, they probably wouldn't have the Nationals. But Waco is not near anywhere you could fly to. It's, I think, an 1.5 to 2 hour drive down the highway. So, like, I didn't mind as a talent. I live in Dallas, so I was just going to I was just going to drive down there real quick. But, yeah, it can be a little tough when you're trying to at least, you know, host an event and people have to fly in and then also budget for the actual ground transportation. They said, CC said something about trying to get shuttles together for going from Dallas to Waco, and I'm like, a 2-hour shuttle? I'm like, are they organizing it? Are they hiring drivers for that? Because there's no way that's something provided by the hotel, or not the hotel, the airports. There's like 2 times. Get in 15 minutes after the second one? Sorry, buddy. You're staying the night in Dallas. That's forest green, freaking Fennec, dude. It looks like he's trying to do like a generic version of like Musty's old car. Okay. Not even going this year's taking team to the airport. A lot of trust, leaving the kiddos by themselves. United Rogue, welcome in. How's stream tonight? What were y'all up to? Not gonna lie, kind of assumed you guys wouldn't throw it right down the middle, but okay, what happened here? Let's watch this back. Okay. I saw 2 people back, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. RL servers let us down. I think us whiffing a lot. That's fine. Untied Rogue. Yes, we do love an untied rogue. We're a Val coach with them. Is he trustworthy then? What's your real name again? Chester P. Fortnite. Not to be confused with the founder of Fortnite, John Fortnite. Would have been cheaper to send 4 teams to NACE than 2 versus CE. Yep. Oh, you just threw it. Interesting. Getting my master's in a week. Pog. Yeah, honestly, job market so far has been a little irritating. Honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, do I really want to go back to school? Let's go and get my PhD again. Why not? Get back into a psych program. Screw it. I would love to be an esports assistant director, something in an esports program, but unfortunately, it was hilarious. Like in the year that I was applying to going full-time esports, there was like 6 or 7 different 6, 7. There were like a bunch of different job openings for different directors across the nation, and I said no to like all of them because I was just like, you know, I don't need to apply for that. And then later, now that I would actually love to do that, I'm like locked to Dallas, and now there's nothing. So it's like, all right, well, I guess that spread out. Yeah, but I'm not hiring. I'm not driving. I'm not moving. That's the problem. I'm pretty stuck in Dallas right now. So it's like this kind of awkward thing. There is a smaller college that's hiring for a pretty beefy director position, but they have not gotten back to me. And part of me wonders if they're not even looking at applicants until the fall semester comes around. Hopefully, if they're hiring, they would give people like a little bit of heads up. But it's like a beefy position. They're paying not an insane amount, but within esports, I was like, I think it's basically because they want to hire an esports director that also has to teach classes. So you're basically like an adjunct that runs their esports program. But last I checked on their own ad, they were like starting salary is like 70K or something like that. So I was like, oh well. Hopefully with a master's and also a lot of years in esports, I can convince them like, hey. I'm sure it's like absolute ass workload, but I could suffer through that considering I don't need a lot to live off of, and I could definitely love to work for 70, 80K. The longer I'll stay in esports. I think it's like, it's tough. It's tough because it's definitely like such an underappreciated aspect of campuses. Like even on the campuses they're starting to hire more. Like I don't think they're making an insane amount of money. It's also very stressful to run a program constantly. You're just like, you know, juggling so many stupid things at once. I would at least like to try out the position. Because I've enjoyed coaching, I've enjoyed managing, I just have not ever been able to actually apply that directly, like within a position like that. I would also like to incorporate, I know I talked with Graham at Mizzou about, I would love more direct training for student casters and get your esports into a production thing. Like, work with the journalism school to get the on-air broadcast students and get them trained in like public speaking and being on camera and being composed and all that. I think that would be a very easy collab. Because I think a lot of student casters are just like, I like casting games, which is great, but like, wouldn't it be good save. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you got people who, you know, were training to be on camera and speak professionally? Like, if there's a sports casting element in any of those journalism people, like, I would love to be able to throw them in. Yike. They loved you watching. Oh yeah, I mean, it's fun to watch like the casters be able to, you know, get involved in that. You know, obviously as a person who, you know, pays my bills off casting, I'm not a huge fan of student casting only because it takes money away from me, but that's just the selfish reason. Like, for the ecosystem of the sport, it is fun to see them get a chance of being able to be like, hey, for group stages or, you know, opening bracket, non-championship Sunday, we're gonna let the student casters get in. Hey, Ball State, you have casters? Cool, then do it. Like, that's a very cool opportunity. It's a good resume builder. Also gets students super hyped. Oh. I just hope student casters in the future get paid for that stuff. The only downside of student casting I don't like is that people treat it as like, now it's a way we can get free casting. And it's like, you should be throwing them like at least, even if it's like their first ever gig, you should be throwing them like $100 or something. You should be giving them something. I don't like, I just hope that in the future esports, if they're gonna rely on student talent instead of hiring, you know, professional talent, that they don't just treat it like, oh, it's free. I don't have to budget for paying them. Because, oh, it's just a work credit. Oh, it's just an internship. It's just a work line. Had to put in bids for games. Ah, okay. Close. Oh. I think Splish wasn't paying attention to the clock. He let that bounce. It was wide open. I wish you didn't chase that. My bad, teammate. Hit it straight down because I figured that would be less. Why are you backwards? Oh my god! Oh my god! A lot of raids tonight. Hey, Rocker Rivals. Welcome in, y'all. That's a crazy way to lose. We might have to not Q3s tonight if we want to win games. That's just how it might be. Raid distract you? No, it's not. I moved forward because I was like, yeah, it's fine. I didn't realize that would just be shoved right down the middle again. A lot of very weak clears in this rank. It's rough. A lot of raids. One might even call it a pa raid. Oh, oof, oof, oof. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But yeah, I'm excited for LCQ tomorrow, for CRL. I'll be casting that, so if you guys are, you know, awake on Sunday at 1 o'clock, you guys will see, you'll see me rocking the stream. I mean, I don't know if you have someone to play with. If you want to play, then sure. I'm down to play in a party. I would love to play threes and know that people can hit the ball. That'd be a sick little bonus. All right, we gotta. There's gonna be a game and a half of me just adjusting to Dominus again. I wasn't sure if that was in or not. Let's check if I'm a villain. No, that was definitely post. People hit the ball. Sheepishly puts hands down. I like how that could be sheepish as in like the actual usage of the term sheepish, but also because of your username. It's like Lilo Lee puts hand back down. boostily. Yeah, 100. That is my favorite of my terms that I've coined. Is wow, he took that aerial 100 boostily, like as with the confidence of a man who just grabbed the 100. Ooh, that's a really high bounce, Yeg. Thought I meted out just enough boost to get away with that. Are kind of hilarious goals that we've given him so far, but that's fine. Ooh, Drunkly is already up for that. Oh, hit that any harder, Taco. Wow. Again, game and a half to play on the dominance and remember how to use it. Did you single jump into that one? No, that's... We both have brain damage this game. It's okay, teammate. We'll get it next time. What happened here? That was a moment where he scripted out exactly the motions he wanted to do without actually reading this play. He, like, wave dashed past it and then single jumped. Where if he was behind it, that would have been fine, but... Ugh. We hate possession Rocket League, chat. Land and flick. Okay. That's just in. All right, well, it's okay. We were winning that anyway. Pandy, if you like. If he's on, sure. He is. Are you not on, or am I just blind? Mino. What? Am I high? All right, whatever. Why is my name Mino? I don't know, but you're Mino now. Oh, also chat. So I got bouillon cubes again for like, I wanted to make chicken rice when I make my rice because I like that. And I forgot, like, these things are insanely salty. I don't usually eat a lot of salt, but the instructions are like, oh, if you want to make like kind of like a broth, just boil water and drop 2 of these cubes in. And I'm just like, I think I'm just making like a small amount of rice, so I'll just use 1 cube. 1 cube is 1,000 milligrams of sodium. I was just like, dude, I started eating it and I already had like kind of a headache because it was just so salty. And I'm like, well, thank God I didn't put in 2. What? Oh my God, my front tire just barely touched the offside the corner. Not gonna lie. I overthought that. They just chased me down. That was also half me, just like, that ball's low enough where I don't trust my read on the dominance to hit it high across, because I was afraid I'd mistouch it because of the bounce. Again, game and a half. I have until 2.5 to be flawless with the Dominus. Oh. Lightning aside. Oh, you have heat lightning. I just can never hear this boost, dude. I swear. There's no surround sound in this game. Sure. Great passing play, team. Not gonna lie, my brain thought it was diagonal. Am I paying attention, chat? Guess we'll find out. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. No bump. No bonkaroonie. All right, I'm out. Good job. Bonk. Just gave me a little kiss. Jump scared me a little bit there, not gonna lie. Wide? Because DBZ we're not finding out for another 5 episodes. Actually insane the amount of filler. People say One Piece is worse, which is why I'll never... I can't imagine watching every episode authentically of One Piece. Yeah, I'm for it. Okay. Brutal. What an answer back from Lilo. Look at that. Boop. Ran any bots today? I think I'm too low for bots, honestly. In threes, it's actually very low. You can run into them basically in like 16 flat. I ran into like two lobbies back to back. Actually, I think 3 lobbies back to back last night, and I was like, yeah, I'm not in the mood for that. I think it ended my stream low-key. Only 3 days until we get EAC, chat. That was hyper optimistic. Oof. All right. We're officially past the 2.5, or 1.5 game mark for my Dominus expertise. So I need to start stepping it up. I say as I get dusted, I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm such an idiot! I'm losing to C1s. Holy. I'm not gonna lie, I was not looking at Mickey at all. I was looking at the other dude. Big sad. Okay. Nice. A boost though. I turret. Ah. Ah, you actually rushed that 100%. All right. Unfortunately, gonna have to go to Octane. Kind of unfortunate that we lost to C1s. Can't have that happen. Every time you were in chat, there was one more R in the middle. Turret, turret, turret. I'm a workshop maps. Yeah, that's, I mean, the tough part is that EAC is really just like a buoy until they get to the end of the RLCS season. They can introduce UE5. Because as much as EAC is great, there's just not enough content to go around. So, I don't know, I'm kind of worried about that. But at the very least, if people can actually play, then that's great. It's just a shame that, like, literally our biggest peak in players, because Jinxie came around, was during a time where, like, all the high-level players are not making enough content because they're all pissed. Nice stimming, that's what we could hope. Oof, just wide. Nice. Put a dent in the bots. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be an immediate fix. I think it'll probably get like a good... I think it'll get a good probably like 30 to 40% of them out, and then over the next like couple weeks, it'll get pretty much the rest of them. I'm just hoping for there to be a bit more of a bot jail situation where like suspected accounts will be caught faster, and then they'll be able to like be detained faster. It's kind of my main thing. Most of the issues I have with like people is that EAC is going to go into place, and then someone's going to get a bot lobby in the first like day or two, and they're going to be like, "Oh wow, EAC's fucked." Okay, boo, and just immediately like, dude, you have to understand, it's not going to get all of them like immediately. It'll get a decent amount of the people right off the rip, but it's not going to get all of them. But over time, if we actually report and use, you know, those tools, and hopefully it'll come together. That's funny how the name keeps switching between Lilo and Mino. Oh, don't think I passed the mid. Okay, need to get that. Yep. It's gonna spawn right as I leave. Yep. All right, good shot. But yeah, I think bot situation is pretty unfortunate. I mean, I will say, like, people are saying in the comments on Twitter are like, well, it's only really affecting the top 1%. I'm like, well, it's primarily affecting them, but like, there's a lot of like mid-range bots that are a thing. Like, I do know plenty of people who are like lower level who are like, yeah, I've run into some bots because, you know, eventually those new accounts have to start from somewhere, you know? It's not all existing accounts. I can't even think of a more unimpressive situation, though, than buying an account that has a sell when you're like a plat. Or just having your account boosted to that rank. Like, it genuinely does not ever make sense, like, why anyone would desire that, and who would actually spend real money to get it. Like, oh my god, guys, look at this tag I didn't earn, and I just let a robot earn those points for me. Like, cool, I guess. How do I not grab the backboard there? I'm playing very chasey right now. I need to stop. Blah, 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 blah. Might be stupid, chat. Oh, halfway through. I'm not gonna lie, blowing my panty on that a little scared me. You're him? I'm not. I'm playing atrociously right now. All right. Well, we got it back. Playing atrociously. All right. Pin grabs that. Nice. You'd be a strawberry? I'll take that. Good fruit. Let's send this text real quick. Almost got excited. I would never play Chaos. Noise.
That's what you want to see. Cleared off the line.
Oh. Nice, Pandworth. That works. That works. Oh, look at the wall dash. She's locked. Was that just in? I like how all three of us did a different. Cannot be stopped today. Bold words. I'm not gonna lie, Loki was trying to find you, but I waited too long. Yeah, I gotta bring back the Taco Casts reward on my stream. I think the bot is low-key kind of broken though on redeeming those. Because that's to trigger another scene. I think recently updates to OBS have kind of screwed it over. Oh my god. Oh, she's locked. Look at her. Look at her go. Oh, that first touch. Oh, the reset. Oh, and the dish over. Oh. Chat, can't teach that. Oh, okay, well, that's a cute one as well. Pandy, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna go dead lie, that I was gonna hit it middle for you, but you're not on the same wavelength there. Psycho? Oh. Gameplay's been peak recently? You mean today's been the worst I've played all week and now it's peak? Good to know. I'm not washed until I can solo carry myself into GC3 again. The title remains perma-washed until I get my SSL rewards again. That's always been the rule. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was caught in the no boost jail there. I was like, I'm just gonna have to guess. Hey, Kev. No! Okay. Ooh, a little further forward than I thought. Hey, well, I'm doing all right. A little bit of a migraine building right now, so trying to just wind down the evening. I also need to prepare for Betty Bye eventually, because I gotta wake up at noon or before then, get all my stuff together, and then start the LCQ bracky coverage. No. I'm still so pissed Boise didn't qual. Feels like a team that really would have done fine. I'm interested to see them compete. Oh. I realize nothing but dubs is what he says at the end. God, we're also low ranked, dude. But yeah, the game tomorrow should be pretty cool. It's also stuff that's tough because, like, typically in the past, whenever there's been like a 1 o'clock start for CRL bench, I don't actually jump into those games immediately because usually the first couple rounds are like kind of mid, and I have no interest in actually covering them because, like, it's like, oh, the 3rd seed against the 400th seed. Like, that's just not going to be interesting at all. I respect the casters that do try to cover those games, but I'm like, I'm not really in the mood to watch a team get 19 shots to 1 off in a game in a best of 3. Yeah, tomorrow these games, they're all locked. Bonk. Ah, man. Wrong arrow on that one. Or rather, wrong direction for that carry. Almost on goal. Noise. Oh. I don't know why it's so pixely on your end. Might be just in OBS. Do you have Windows 11? I was on Twitter the other day, and there were some creators talking about how the new Windows 11 updates completely borked their OBS. Yeah, we're get out. Oh, oh, oh. I feel like vMix is like needs like a supercomputer. It's crazy. Like my PC is pretty beefy, and I tried to use vMix once, and my stream was dropping so many frames. And I'm like, how does that work, dude? I already know I can run this exact like equivalent things on a regular PC, but for vMix, it's like absolutely not, dude. We will explode. I guess I understand why people use a 2 PC setup for that. I don't know, it just feels kind of stupid with vMix. It doesn't feel like what you're using. I guess it's different that they're like rendering every input source as high a res as possible. And then on top of that, they're also trying to like keep them all active at the same time, which I think is honestly the biggest thing that vMix does that probably eats resources more than anything else. Is that OBS, for the most part, you can make it do that, but by default, it switches off any source that you're not using, especially browser sources. So I think that's part of it, that vMix is trying to run like multiple cameras and my camera and my like every scene simultaneously, every rendering of my camera simultaneously in every scene, etc. Nice. Doesn't work anymore. I'm gonna go back to VBS, but it sucks. I like the autonomy I get with vMix. Sure. I think for most basic shows, you can run it on OBS, and that's why OBS is such a fun tool. It is very powerful. You can do a lot. You can have a lot of cameras hooked up to it simultaneously and not really struggle at all. But yeah, when it comes to vMix, you do get a lot more interesting stuff, especially on the graphics side. OBS is like one thing I wish they would overhaul is give it like a better graphics, like text-based interface. That's like the one thing it does that I think it could really be better on. Nice, Bandy. Oh! Yeah, Jack is a demon on that. How you doing, Peak? An OBS NDI for overlays. No, I want another one. Not the 2-for-1. Not the combo meal. Not the combo meal! Sad. Did you prize that combo? Ideally, no. Because I was the one who got fried on that one. Okay, let's get back. It's not the boost I was looking for. Sad. Interesting. Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Lilo. Javarson Jamar, Javarson Lamar. Uh-oh. Ground pads. Little kisses. Oh, I not gonna lie, I was 100% confident Pandy touched that, and when it went past him, I was not ready to adjust. My bad. My bad. Holy. I full trusted that? Yeah, that was a rough one. I trusted myself. Alright, I'm probably gonna go one more loss because I gotta start winding down so I can wake up at an appropriate time, and also I need to get food in. Head's starting to hurt. I'm also playing so insanely mid today. Sam Pros. Cool, very cool random solo queue at low 16s. I don't know who Memphis is, but I recognize STL. I think he's the manager for Furia. Oh, whoa. I was trying to get a soft touch, not that soft. I literally just scooped underneath it. Yeah, that's a pro. Okay, well. Memphis is Brad? Oh, so he can maybe just off himself. That's crazy that he's a 1500 basically. I still think if you're a pro player, your account should just be perma like 1750. It's insane that there's not a floor to pro players. I tried to wrong foot him in STL, just played my clear to the far side anyway. And an IRL or alt, yeah, I don't know. Well, he's got an ESL monthly champion. Later, we first tried to say something in the chat. So he's talking a lot of shit for someone who's, I don't know, insanely, I'm gonna call it an accidental smurf and not blame them for being this low, but it is pretty fucked up that they're this low. This is literally like what you'd play at SSL. If I was playing actually well, then this would be an interesting matchup, but... Oh my god, I was like I'm trying to lay that one near post high, and instead I just whiff. I'm just bad, dude. I'm just bad. Take that high, it's fine. Oof. If I had a bit more of an angle, I could have gotten above that. Oh. Not gonna lie, I kind of thought he was passing that to Brad. Oh, hello. Such a bot, dude. Ugh. Oof. All three demoed would have been pretty peak, I'm not gonna lie. Custom Pandy. Well, 2.5 pros smurfing on in threes. Not a bad way to lose our final game of the day, chat. 4? Ah, good read. Well, you know what? I'll take that one. We were a shot away from tying it up. All right, well, those guys should off themselves anyway for being that low anyway. Goodbye, everyone.